And welcome back to the special edition of Hannity. Now, Senator Rand Paul was swept into office in last year's Republican midterm tidal wave. He now joins Frank Luntz and his All-American Focus Group.
In 2010, we tested over 1,000 political ads, and one of them stood out more than any other. Our voters thought that this ad was the most effective and that this gentleman running for office was the one that they wanted to see enter the United States Senate. Let's roll that ad.
How do we defeat the Washington machine? First, send career politicians home by enacting term limits. Next, require Congress to read the bills they vote on. Then stop wasteful spending by requiring a balanced budget by law. Stop lobbyists from taking our tax dollars and then using that money to lobby for more. Most importantly, expand our liberty by downsizing big government. I'm Rand Paul, and I approve this message because government is the servant, not the master.
Now, half of you are Obama people, and they like that ad. It dialed through the roof. But I got to ask you, you've now been here for 5 months. Is there anything in that ad you'd change? Everyone go to 50, please?
No, and the interesting thing is that they said, will you be co-opted by Washington? The first week we got here, we got them to ban earmarks. Not just the Republicans, the Democrats too. The president in his State of the Union said, no more earmarks. It's a small amount of money, but the symbolism of the waste in earmarks was great.
First off, who's got a favorable reaction to what he said? So let me ask you, is this the antidote for the divisiveness and the polarization? Peter.
Senator Paul, for being such a deficit hawk, appointed by George W. Bush, Ben Bernanke is pleading with Republicans to lift the debt ceiling. Otherwise, Moody's and other bond rating agencies could downgrade the T-notes internationally, and that could cause a cataclysmic result for the U.S. economy. Do you see what he's talking about?
Great question. Everyone go to 50, please.
What I would say about the debt ceiling is that we bring in $200 billion a month, and our interest payment's $20 billion. We have plenty of revenue to pay. The president should tomorrow say, we will not default, I will work with the Republicans and we'll figure this out. The bottom line is conservatives will have to compromise. Conservatives can't give a blank check to the military and liberals can't give a blank check to welfare. Both will have to come together, but both have to cut. You will have to cut spending. I tell people, I joke when I get up here, the people who wait for me in front of my office, I call them the beseechers. Everybody's got their hand out. Republicans, Democrats, big business, small business, welfare, everybody has their hands out and we're out of money. But Republicans will have to give up their precious spending. Democrats will have to give up those. When they come together, when they recognize the enormity of the problem, then we'll fix it.
How many of you agree with him? He is dial testing better than almost anything that I have seen in the last 3.5 years that I've been doing this. What is so positive about this?
Speaks the truth.
Go ahead.
He's a citizen politician. He's a real person, and he understands what we're dealing with as American citizens. He wants to help us.
He appears that way. You touched on something about spending with the military. Nobody has said anything about the 2 wars that we are fighting right now. Where are you? 4, 5.
Here's what I would say.
Everyone go back to, hold on. Go back
Here's
to
what
50,
I would
please.
say.
Let's react to what he has to say, Senator.
Here's what I would say is that we need to go to war only reluctantly, only by Congress voting on it.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Already there.
And I signed a letter to the president with 24 Democrats asking to come home from Afghanistan.
React.
We've been there 10 years, and I think we needed to go in the beginning. We should have gotten bin Laden. We've gotten bin Laden. There's very little Al-Qaeda left. We need to come home and tell the Afghans they need to now take care of their own security. We can't afford to bomb schools and bridges and rebuild them.
You're nodding your head yes. Tell me why.
The Afghans, if they want freedom and liberty, they need to fight for them themselves.
Peter.
We've been there too long.
Yes.
Peter.
No, we should continue our drone strikes, but I think our men need to take our boots off the ground and get home.
Max.
Well, let's get back to this debt issue that we're talking about. The comparison that you make is between welfare and the military. And to make any illusion that they're in anywhere similar to the same spending ratio with non-discretionary defense spending or, I mean, just all defense spending is completely, preposterous. Absolutely. It's like saying whether or not I should go out to the store and buy a pack of gum or I should go buy a house. Like, there's no comparison.
Your argument is that military is much greater than welfare?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone at 50?
Military is, it's maybe $700 billion. If you count welfare and you count all of the entitlements, social programs, they're somewhat the same, $500–600 billion. So it's a lot of money. But the thing is that here's what happens. I'm telling you the honest to God's truth. If you do nothing, entitlements and interest consume the whole budget within a decade. No money for national defense, no money for roads, nothing. Why? I didn't do it. People are living longer. We have less workers and more retirees. Medicare is broken, Social Security is broken. Republicans and Democrats got together in 1983 and they let the age go up gradually. Didn't become an issue in the campaign. Nobody yelled at each other. They just let the age go up. We're living to 80. It's going to have to go up. Everybody here knows it. We can't keep it at 67. It's going to go to 70,
Senator,
whether we like it or not.
We're out of time, but watch this. How many of you overall had a favorable reaction to what he said? These people are never that unified. Congratulations.
All right. All right. Thank you.
And still to come, can entitlement spending actually help the Democrats in 2012? Well, one of the Democrats' top leaders faces off with the American people. That is next.